Nice. Now, what do you feel led to your release from WWE?
I was told a couple things. I was told, and I remember I was in Puerto Rico, and I remember getting a call from Joey Ads, who was still in Memphis with Rodney, and I remember it was a Wednesday, and he called me, and I remember his southern accent saying, "Yo, Gas," he said, "I need someone to talk to." He goes, "You always put a smile on my face." And I said, "Well, Ads, what's the matter? You okay?" And he says, "Yeah, they just chopped my head off. They let me go." And he goes, "Rodney's in there now, and they're going to let him go." And I was like, "You kidding me?" And my stomach dropped because I was worried about me getting, obviously, I was sad for my partners, but I was, wondering what my status was going to be. And what they told, sure enough, the following day, I'm walking with groceries, and I get a phone call. I get a phone call, and the guy says, "Hey, Pete," he goes, "You busy?" And my shoulders just, they just went down, and my head went down. And I said, "Yeah." And then because it's a bad time, I was like, "No, I'm just coming back from the grocery store." He said, "I'll call you in 10 minutes." I said, "Man, just tell me the fucking news. I know what's going to happen." And he said, he goes, we're going to have to let you go. We're going to hook you up with Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and in Japan, we're going to send you to Japan, and we're going to have you, we're going to have you stay active, be involved, and we could bring you back at any time, but we want you to stay doing this. We think you still have what it takes. Just what they told us afterwards, and from hearing from Shane was, Vince had bought WCW. He had a couple months prior. From what I understand, he lost about $46 million himself with the XFL, and so he had, plus from buying WCW, from what I understood, he had hundreds of wrestlers, and he only had 6 hours of airtime. And at the time, we weren't even on TV. We were training, and I guess they felt that they had nothing for us, and we got our papers, and that was the end of it.
Now, you actually made a one-night return to WWE for the 15th anniversary of Raw. What are your memories of that night?
Great time. It was so much fun to see a lot of old faces, get to meet some of the new faces, and, it's amazing in this business how much respect people have. And I'll give you an example. Randy Orton, when he had his tryout was against the Mean Street Posse up at Titan Tower, and he never forgets that. I saw him 2 years ago in Orlando, and he walked past me at the Hall of Fame, and I was sitting in the front row on the side there. I'm sorry, it wasn't Orlando, it was in Houston. And he walked past me, and he stuck his hand out, and he gave me a hug, and he said, and he whispered, "I never forgot who I first had my first tryout with." And that means a lot, because to me, I think he's one of the best in the business right now. And for him to show that respect, remember that his tryout was against me and against Rodney in a little studio with a ring in it, that means a lot. And it shows that he knows how to be respectful. And to me, that was everything. So, but to answer your question, to go back to, it was in Bridgeport, Connecticut for the anniversary show. It was great. I mean, it was so much fun to get out there one more time and to perform in front of the crowd. I remember I had known of at least 40 people that were there that if I didn't get them, some of them tickets, they were going online, spending $300 to sit in the first 5 rows just to see me, guys I play softball with. And to be able to perform in front of my nieces and nephews when I was wrestling back in 99 through 2001, they were really tiny. So then they got the opportunity as teenagers to come back and get to experience it again. To me, that was important. Like, I got to show them, I got to be a clown and show off one more time. So for me, that was a great experience, and I loved it. But seeing the guys was probably the biggest thrill for me again.
Now, do you keep in touch with the office about possibly coming back, or you just kind of put it on the back burner?
Well, before Shane left, Shane always knew that all he had to do was pick up the phone call or send me a text message and say, "Pack your bags," and I would be ready to go out the door, and I can get ready in 10 minutes. And he knew that. I guess, and I would assume other people know that. Now, the people, the higher-ups, I don't know if they know that, but if they're listening, all you got to do is pick up the phone. I said, I live right down the hill from Titan Tower. All you have to do is pick up the phone, and I'll be ready to go. So they know that I wanted to do it. So, if it's ever there, if they ever want an appearance, a cameo, anything, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Because to me, there's no greater job in the world than working for WWE.
Now let me ask you, what does the future hold for Pete Gas?
Well, that's a good question. I wish I knew, because I could bet on it. The future right now is I'm trying to get back into it. I'd like to start doing some indie stuff if there's anyone interested out there. Appearances. I know I have an appearance coming up on May 15th at it's called legendsofthering.com. There's a thing there. I'm going to get to do that, which the Mean Street Posse are all getting back together one more time. We haven't been together in 9 years. So it'll be great to see, Joey Abs and Rodney, all three of us together. I'm looking to do that. So if there's any bookings, they can get in touch with me through Facebook or whatever the case is. And other than that, I'm just working and playing ball. That's about it.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on and doing the interview today.
It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. I think I talked too much, but that's all right.
No, you gave us a lot of good information. It was very useful, and I want to thank you for coming on. And I will definitely put your Facebook link up on our website for people to add you on Facebook.
Sounds great.
All right, thank you very much.
Have a great day.
All right, you too.